Welcome to Set and Forget Traders, where precision meets patience. This isn't guesswork, it's strategy, structure, and the smart money's roadmap. If you're tired of chasing trades, strap in. We'll show you how to trade like the banks and not against them. If the market noise has been costing you money and peace of mind, you are in the right place. Hit the subscribe button. This is where structure meets mastery. Welcome to GBPUSD analysis, and you'll be really striving to allow you to have an in-depth analysis. So the coming week is week 33 of year 2025, and we'll be interested to see what's going to happen in regards to GBPUSD. So briefly, we're going to catch up and we're going to backtest where the price has been and where it might go into. It's an interesting week because the coming week we have been checking from the fundamentals, and there is so much that might make us lose money or might make us make more money. All right, because the fundamentals ahead are very crazy. They are very crazy. We are having the CPI, but let's briefly get into this analysis so that we might be able to continue later on our fundamentals. So there's technicals. This is the demand chart, and then after we're done with the demand chart, we're going to check on the supply chart. So this is the supply chart and this is the demand chart. From the demand chart, this is the daily time frame. So briefly, this is the first day of the month of August. We had the NFP being released on the same day of the month of August. And what did we see? We saw price. We had a very good buy entry from the pivot 1.31432. Just a keen caution is that we are not in Great Britain, neither are we in USA, but we are having a catch of the demand and the supply chart, and we are able to get into the minds of the two central banks by using the demand and the supply chart. So let's run our mind into what you expect. After the NFP, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So what has the price been doing for the last 5 days? On Monday, you can be able to see that the price closed with an indecision. On Tuesday, on Wednesday, in anticipation of the interest rates of the GBP released by the Bank of England, we saw an uptrend starting. So where we are letting this is that on Thursday, when the interest rates were being released, Thursday really, yeah. So we could see. Let's just zoom it in. Yeah, you can see the interest rate affected. So on last day before the week ended on Thursday, you can see the market opened exactly at the demand zone. So that's where the institutional made their entry at the proximal line of the demand zone, which turned out to be the dusty line at 1.33476. It doesn't get more transparent than what you're seeing right now. And the buyers made a big entry. So the main important thing is what's going to happen in the coming week of week 33. So our hit is that if the price is going to go above, let's just highlight it for you. If the price is going to go above the pivot 1.34724, buyers are going to continue with the uptrend, but the pivot is going to hold price below it. All right, did you understand what we meant? The pivot is going to be the take profit of the buyers who made their entry from NFP, so they need to take profit at the pivot level 1.3474. If they fail to do so, we are going to see an uptrend. So if you're selling, which we are going to try and do this coming week, you're going to have your understand if the price is going to come from the pivot, is going to go into the next demand zone. All right, if it's going to go to the next demand zone, you see you're supposed to trade. Let's have it here. Let's have it again here to know the price path. The sellers are going to take price from the previous demand zone into the next demand zone. So your account should be able to hold such trade. So if no, you're going to have your pivot being you're going to have your stop loss around that level. All right, but for us, we're going to expect a bearish play in candle. If not so, we're going to accept our loss and just quit selling GBPUSD. But we're going to wait for price to hit the pivot 1.34724, and then the sellers need to test the buy levels again, which is the demand zone, and then we're going to see a retest of the previous NFP level 1.31432. That's how many points in target? 3,328 points on the target for us in the coming week. Seems to be a good risk reward. So the next analysis is the supply chart, which is allowing us to know where the sellers are coming in and where the sellers are going to take the market at. So sorry, we didn't check on the 4-hour time frame. We might be able to have missed having the lower time frame demand levels. Yeah, no demand levels here. So that's it. So let's check on the supply chart. Keen to look at the 4-hour time frame, zoom out, and we're able to spot nothing much. So on the daily time frame, we are quite simple. We don't have many levels existing. So zoom it in. We were able to spot that the buyers are in control of the market, and then you see this daily candle on the NFP. The sellers took profit from this whole downtrend. They took the profit at the supply level 1.32090, where we were able to buy because sellers had taken their profits. Understanding where the sellers take profits allows you to place your first buy limit. You place your first buy limit where the sellers are taking the profit, and then your second limit where the buyers are making their entry. So in this case scenario, we are going to make our first entry where the buyers are going to take their profit. All right, I hope that's clear with you. We're going to make our first sell at the 1.34724, and then our next sell will be at 1.33744. All right, so that's our expectation for the coming week of 33, and we have nothing else to share with you because we don't have many extra levels here. We just have 2 levels, and if the sellers are out of the market, so the best thing for you to do is to wait for price to come back to 1.33744 so that you can be able to start selling. All right, so let's lastly check on the moving average, this being the retailer's moving average. On the monthly time frame, we are able to see that the buyers did what's supposed to be done because the monthly candle closed at the support. The support was at 1.33238. All right, and then if the sellers are going to push price higher, we have a resistance existing. We have a resistance existing at the next resistance existing at 1.34927. That's for the monthly traders. On the weekly time frame, we are seeing that the sellers had tried to make sure that the weekly candle closed below the resistance, but it was driven by fundamentals of the interest rates that made sure that the price should be above. On the daily time frame, we are expecting a continuation because the price is way above all of the support. Yeah, and on the 4-hour time frame, we are expecting price just to continue bullish. But remember, we have big fundamentals of USD ahead, so we might not take this into all the consideration. Next, let's check on the institutional. Sorry, that was the institutional. Forgive my mistake, but I hope you gotten it right. So on the retailers moving average on the monthly time frame, you're able to see the retailers had a support, and that's how we are able to find the buy order. On the weekly time frame, you're able to see that the last week candle just respects the moving average. Quite clear, and it's so profound. You're seeing the weekly candle obeying the support, pushing price high. On the daily time frame, you're able to see that during NFP, price really reacted with this support, went up, tested the support, came down, and the fundamentals drove price high and above. Quite clear for you? Yeah, so clear and so precise. Entry, take profit, up, back up. Yeah, that's it. So thank you for joining us and spending time with us till this hour. It was really a great time to share with you our sentiments, and we hope that it made you maybe avoid some mistakes in the coming week, and you are able to, you see on the daily time frame, support, price up. So we expect sellers to take, buyers to take profit at this level and push price lower back to the retesting level. So a very good trade should look like this. Yeah, a very good trade should look like this, something of this sort. An entry and back into a retest. So if you have any question, just be sure to ask us and we'll be glad to serve you. So lastly, let's move into the fundamentals of the week. Sorry, let's check what we are expecting on the GBP and the USD. So spare me a minute. Where is GBP? Yeah, sorry for wasting your time, but we're trying to look for GBP and we cannot seem to find it. Can you tell us where you're seeing it? GBP, where are you? We found it. Okay. None. So GBP and USD. GBP and USD. So USD, where is it again? USD is here. So, okay. So we're expecting on Tuesday again, we have very big fundamentals of GBP. The BRC retail sales to be released, the employment change to be announced, the average earning, including the bonus. We have the unemployment rate. We have the claimant count change. And then when we head to New York session, we expect the inflation rate data to be released of July, the core inflation rate, the CPI, the inflation rate of USA, the CPI again, the core inflation rate of USA, and then speech from the Federal Reserve, Bucking, Schmid, to headline the Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have no news on GBP, exception for USD releases. And then on Thursday again, we have crazy news. We expect news of the price balance, GDP, MOM, the 3 months average, the growth rate, the business investment QQ, the growth rate, the goods trade balance, the industrial production, the manufacturing production, and then lastly we're expecting the goods trade balance. You can imagine all this news being released at the same time. How much volatility do we expect? All these news are going to be released at the same time. And then when you head to New York session, we have very crazy news of the jobless claims. Initial jobless claims, the continuous and maybe the PPI and the core PPI. That's what you're going to expect. Then lastly, on Friday, no news on GBP because damage will already been done. But on the USD, we expect the New York State Empire Manufacturing Index, the sales control group, the sales auto, the import prices, export prices, the retail sales YOI, the retail sales, the industrial production, business inventories, and nothing else. But the coming week is going to be crazy. I think this is the most week we are seeing very many releases at the same time, on Tuesday and on Thursday. Money made, money lost. So be sure to be keen. Don't sleep on your portfolio. Thank you for staying with us all through this time. It was great to share time with you and share the same mindset with you. We hope we could make an impact, and thank you for staying with us. If you've not subscribed, be sure to subscribe and send this channel to your fellow traders. Have a good week, and may the good Lord bless your path and your portfolio. Cheers.